Breaking news! The Miami Dolphins are currently at a crossroads. I'm talking about the roster and the NFL trade deadline. Fans can't stand this nonsense that Chris Grier is doing anymore. If you agree that he should be fired, hit the like button. If possible, write in the comments the names of the players you think should be fired too. In my opinion, all the veterans should go. We're embarrassing ourselves this season once again and we want to see things change. But let's go. In these negotiations, will the Dolphins be buyers, sellers, or will they simply sit back while the season continues, hoping for a miracle that will make this roster work? Rumors are circulating, and I'm going to show you what could happen for Miami in the next crucial hours. Let's talk about what's on the table, who could be on the move, and what all this means for the future of this franchise. The first big question, will the Dolphins sell any of their veteran players? With a 2-6 record, the season hasn't gone as planned, and that's led to speculation that General Manager Chris Grier may consider selling talent in exchange for draft capital. Defensive lineman Calais Campbell is one of the top names coming up in trade discussions. Teams from across the league have reportedly reached out to Miami about the 38-year-old veteran, looking to add his leadership and pass rushing ability to their arsenal. Campbell has consistently delivered for Miami this season, tied with Emmanuel Ogbah and Zach Sealer in sacks, and playing a key role in both run defense and pass pressure. Trading Campbell could net Miami some valuable mid-round draft picks, but there's no denying his presence on the field has been vital, even amid the Dolphins' struggles. Another name mentioned in these rumors is Raheem Mostert. The running back has been a solid performer, but with his contract situation, the front office could see an opportunity to bring in future assets. Mostert's name joins the ranks of other potential trade candidates, including Ogbah and wide receiver Preston Smith. While it may seem like a step backward, these players could bring draft picks that Miami could use to build a more competitive roster for the upcoming seasons. However, as of recent reports, it appears the Dolphins may not be sellers after all. Josh Moser, a trusted Dolphins insider, revealed during an interview with NFL agent Drew Rosenhaus that Campbell is expected to stay in Miami. According to Rosenhaus, Chris Grier and the Dolphins front office are not looking to offload veterans. In fact, they're reportedly more interested in acquiring talent rather than trading it away. For a team struggling to find consistency, this decision has sparked debate. Many fans and analysts alike have expressed surprise, wondering if adding more talent now is the right call, considering Miami's uphill climb just to reach the playoffs. The Dolphins' defensive struggles have been a major storyline this season. While the offense has shown flashes, especially with Tua Tagovailoa's return, the defense hasn't kept up its end of the bargain. Week after week, breakdowns in tackling, pressure, and coverage have cost the Dolphins valuable chances at securing wins. Whether it's special teams or the defense, there's always been something holding Miami back from delivering a complete game. For some, this inconsistency is a sign that the team should build for the future rather than trying to salvage this season. But let's say the Dolphins decide to buy. Who might they target? Sources suggest that if Miami goes down this route, they'll focus on reinforcing their front seven. Names like Azeez Ojulari from the New York Giants, Chase Young, a dynamic linebacker, or Devin Lloyd from the Jacksonville Jaguars have all been mentioned. These players would bring much-needed strength to Miami's pass rush and run-stopping efforts. With the Dolphins' struggles in generating pressure and containing mobile quarterbacks, bringing in a strong defensive asset could help the team shore up some of its weaknesses and set the stage for a potential, if improbable, comeback this season. For many fans, though, the idea of buying at this point feels like a gamble. Miami's path to the playoffs is undeniably tough. They'd need to win 8 of their last 9 games to even have a chance. Even then, if they manage to scrape into the postseason, the challenges of traveling to face teams like the Baltimore Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs, or Buffalo Bills in January are daunting. For a team with a recent history of falling short in big moments, it's hard to imagine Miami making a deep run with the current roster, even if they did manage to bring in some reinforcements. And there's one more angle to consider. As of now, the Dolphins hold the 8th overall pick in the 2025 NFL draft standings. With just a slight shift in results, they could potentially move up to the number 1 spot. It's worth noting that Miami has one of the easiest schedules among the bottom 10 teams in the league. If the Dolphins season continues to disappoint, holding onto this draft capital could be crucial in bringing in future talent through the draft, rather than making risky trade deadline moves. So, where does this leave us? Right now, Chris Grier and the Dolphins have a major decision to make. Should they be looking to acquire a player who can impact this season, or should they focus on building for the future? For fans, the question goes beyond just the next game or the next few weeks. It's about the direction of the franchise and whether the Dolphins are ready to admit that a rebuild might be the best option. On one hand, adding someone like Ojulari or Young could provide an immediate boost, potentially keeping Miami in contention. On the other, staying put or selling veterans could mean more assets and a brighter outlook for the seasons ahead. Dolphins Nation, we want to hear from you on this one. What do you think? Should Miami be looking to add more players to try to turn this season around, or is it time to sell and start focusing on next year? Let us know in the comments. The Miami Dolphins find themselves in a tight spot as they head into the back half of the 2024 season. Fans, you've watched this team show glimpses of greatness, but also moments that leave you scratching your head. Now, facing a steep climb, it seems like the playoffs are slipping further out of reach. But here's where things get interesting. Rather than simply writing off the season, reports indicate that the Dolphins aren't ready to throw in the towel. In fact, instead of selling talent before the trade deadline, the team is actively looking to acquire new players who could bring a spark to this struggling season. That's right, the Dolphins are choosing to fight, not flee. And yes, we all know, this decision could go either way. It's been a season of highs and lows, and while the record may not paint a pretty picture, there's clearly a sense of unfinished business within the locker room. The Dolphins are gambling on the possibility of a miracle run, even as logic says they might be better off planning for next season. Adding new talent at this stage means they're hoping for a Cinderella story in the making. Yet, with each game becoming more crucial, every loss feels like it could be the last nail in the coffin. That's a reality everyone, from the players to the coaching staff, has to face. And it's a hard pill for fans to swallow. Still, if there's one thing Miami has shown in past seasons, it's that they're capable of the unexpected, of surprising their biggest critics when it counts most. The numbers don't exactly inspire hope. Analysts are saying the odds are stacked against the Dolphins, and frankly, the data doesn't lie. Entering the second half, the playoff picture is looking grim for Miami. They need to string together multiple wins and get a lot of help from other teams stumbling. Yet, the Dolphins are choosing to ignore the noise, showing a level of grit and determination that's hard not to admire. The hope is that they can rally the fans around a shared belief in this team, regardless of what the stat sheets say. After all, sports are about more than just numbers. Sometimes, they're about those miraculous moments we can't quite explain, those underdog stories we keep coming back for. Now, Dolphins fans, I want to hear from you. Do you think this late push for talent could bring Miami the miracle they're hoping for? Or would you prefer to see the team start planning for a stronger 2025 season? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. This season isn't over yet. And who knows? Maybe we're on the cusp of something extraordinary.